You've read the articles. You've downloaded the apps. You have tried the diets. You could probably teach a class on how to lose weight at this point. And yet here you are still trying to figure out why it isn't working for you. So today I want to talk about the one thing that could potentially change everything. If you've done all the things and you're still not where you want to be, this episode is for you. Welcome to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Smith, and I lost 50 pounds riding my bike by focusing on what my body can do. Now, I teach other women how to do the same. I am obsessed with completely flipping the script on weight loss so that we can work out to feel good and feel strong. If you are ready to stop dieting, learn how to appreciate your body, and have fun riding your bike, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, my wonderful friend. Welcome back to the podcast. And if you're just joining us for the very first time, I want to send a special warm welcome to you. Welcome to the Biking Wellness community. I am so glad that you found us, and I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so before I get into today's episode, I just want to be honest with you about something. You may have heard me saying that the challenge was starting at the beginning of this week, and then you got a note from me saying we're pushing it to Monday, June 8th, and I just want to have a little chat with you about why. So last week it got really nuts for me. It was, May-cember, and I kind of hate that term, but I feel like it's so true. Between the holiday weekend, work, life, and my son getting his front tooth knocked out at baseball, I really just needed to focus on my family next week. And I just needed to get through the week. I was really overwhelmed by everything. And as I was kind of thinking about that and sitting with it, and I was like, if I'm feeling this way, chances are a whole lot of you are feeling this way as well. Coming right off the Memorial Day weekend and diving straight into a challenge, it just felt like a lot, as much as I loved the idea of starting right at the beginning of the month. So anyway, I made the call to push it out 1 week so that all of us, you and me both, get to really start from a calmer, more grounded place, because that is exactly the kind of thing that this challenge is all about. So if you haven't signed up yet, go to sassy.com/challenge. That's SASCY.com/challenge and get on the list so that you get all of the details. We are starting Monday, June 8th. I promise this time. And I'll link it in the show notes as well. And if you're not hearing this the week that it comes out, go to the link anyway, because I'm always working on new ways, new challenges, new things to help you. And there will be something there waiting for you. All right, let's get into it. So the thing that I really want to focus on today is that a diet that is made for somebody else is never going to fit into your life. And let's just talk about all those diets you've tried. The apps, the programs, the meal plans, the things that your neighbor swore by or your best friend was like, oh my gosh, you have to try this. Have you ever stopped to notice that not one of them was actually built for you? They were built for some imaginary unicorn woman who has nothing else going on. She has no job, no kids, no life, no grandkids, no taste buds of her own. She's willing to basically eat cardboard. I think about this all of the time. So my grandmother, bless her, used to get this Women's World magazine at the checkout line. And every single week there was one of those diets right on the cover that would be like, lose 10 pounds this week, guaranteed. And just follow this meal plan. And I'd look at the meal plan and they were just ridiculous. They were full of all sorts of things I didn't want to eat, cheese, cottage cheese. And listen, I've never been a cheese person. So, or fish. I hate fish too. And there was always tons of fish in these menus. So who on earth is this diet even for? It certainly was not for me. It was for some woman who loves cottage cheese and fish and has all the time in the world to shop and prep and weigh everything out on a little scale. And no, I'm not going to do that. I never was going to do that. That was never going to actually fit my life. And those diets that you've been handed were never built for your life either. So when they fall apart, which they always do because they're not sustainable, then you, instead of blaming the diet, you blame yourself. But it was never you. The diet was the problem. The diet just didn't fit you in your life. So a diet that's on a page or a diet that's in an app is never going to really be able to adjust to your day-to-day. It's not going to be able to tell you like, hey, you're not really that hungry today because you did that big hard workout or that big long bike ride and you're just kind of exhausted and you don't feel like eating anything, but you're going to be really hungry either later today or the next day. And so you're going to actually need to eat then even if it's technically a rest day. It isn't going to give you the perspective in that moment when you're standing in the kitchen and you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm so hungry. I don't have any kind of plan, or I'm so stressed out and all I want to do is shovel the food into the face. And it's not going to be able to keep you going. It's not going to be able to keep you from talking yourself out of quitting, from saying like, hey, I can do this. There's something different that I can try. These diets, they don't know you. They don't know what you like to eat. They don't know what your movement patterns are. And they're not going to adapt to fit you the way that a plan that you create does. So no wonder it stops working. And I need you to know and really hear that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You were just handed a diet that was built for somebody else and somebody else's idea of what was going to work. And then you blame yourself when it doesn't actually fit your life, when you're not able to do it, when you're not able to keep up with it, because the diet was the problem, not you. And here's where it gets even trickier, because the answer isn't just a diet that fits you better. The answer is something I didn't have at all when I started. And I did everything the hard way because of it. And I don't recommend it. And let me tell you exactly what I mean. So when I set out to lose weight, I did it by myself. I did it alone. And I don't just mean I didn't have a coach. I mean, I didn't tell a single soul, not one human, what I was doing, that it was even my goal, because I was just way too scared. I was so afraid that if I told people out loud that I was trying to lose weight, that it would make it super real. And then I would think they were judging me if they saw me eating a cupcake. They would be like, oh, wow, she shouldn't be eating a cupcake. And then they'd think I was doing it all wrong. Or worse, they'd actually say something to me like, oh, I thought you were on a diet, or I thought you were trying to lose weight. What are you doing eating a cupcake? So I was just like, okay, I'm going to keep this super quiet. I'm going to keep it all to myself, and I'm going to figure this out. Now, because I was approaching it in a different way from how I'd approached the dieting in the past, because this was not a diet, these were small, doable changes, I was able to have some success. But I'm telling you, what I didn't understand was that by hiding it, I was actually cutting myself off from the one thing that could have helped me. I cut myself off from people. I cut myself off from support, from women who get it, who are right there with me and doing it alongside me, or who have been there before and have been in my shoes. I didn't realize that the right people that support you to surround yourself with do not judge you for eating the cupcake. They're going to say like, yeah, enjoy that cupcake, eat the cupcake, because cupcakes are delicious. Losing weight without ever having a cupcake again just isn't sustainable. It's not necessary. And, the version of you where you never need to eat a cupcake again is just the version that doesn't ever stick. So that's just not who you're going to be. I mean, maybe if you hate cupcakes, you're perfectly happy to never eat cupcakes again. And I actually have friends who hate cupcakes, and I, for the life of me, cannot understand how you could have any sort of problem with like that spongy goodness with like the frosting pile on top. Okay, fine. Hate your cupcakes. But this is what I really want you to hear, because this is the part that kept me just not making progress, not moving forward, kept me stuck for so long. The fear of messing up in front of people, the fear of someone watching you maybe not reach your goal, that fear is the very thing that is keeping you doing this alone and potentially standing in your way, because doing it alone is the hardest possible way to do it. The shame of maybe failing in front of someone talked me right out of any kind of support that would have made it so much easier. Do not let it do the same thing to you. So let me paint you a picture you might know really well. You start the day with a really good plan. You're going to be so good today. And then 3 o'clock hits and everything falls apart. Does this sound familiar? Here's what's really going on when that happens. Either you never made a plan from the place of knowing that 3 o'clock you is not going to be making the best decisions, or you did make a plan, but you didn't plan enough actual food to get you through the day. So by 3 p.m., you're ready to pretty much just gnaw your own arm off. I've been there. I've been that hungry. And can we talk about this idea of, being so good? Because if so good means barely eating and restricting all day long, this is not good, my friend. This is the absolute opposite of good. That kind of quote unquote good is setting 3 p.m. you up to completely freaking fall apart. When you've got real people around you, they catch this stuff. They help you build something that 3 p.m. you can actually live with. They help you recognize what's happening and what's going on in your own body. And honestly, the thing I love the most is watching how women start to talk to themselves once they're not doing this alone anymore. I hear it from my clients all the time. They'll start catching themselves. They'll say, I know, there's no good or bad food, Stacey, or I know, Stacey, all movement counts. Their whole default just starts to shift. It goes from, I can't have that, it has too much sugar, to I can have a little bit of that, I can enjoy it and not eat the whole thing or eat the whole bag or eat the whole sleeve of cookies because I can always have it for myself again tomorrow. It goes from there's no point working out, I can't get to the gym today, it's just not going to fit, to okay, so I can't get to the gym, but what can I do? Oh yeah, I can squeeze in a 10-minute walk during lunch. This is what happens when you stop white-knuckling weight loss and movement all by yourself. The cupcake was never the problem. Being alone about the whole process was the problem. The minute that we start to let the right people in, people who get it, who are cheering for us instead of judging us, that's when everything gets easier and lighter and just feels so much better. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, Stacey, yes, this is what I want. I want those people around me. Let me tell you exactly how to get that starting on Monday, June 8th. The whole reason why I built this challenge was not to just hand you more information, because you have plenty of that. I'm building these challenges so that you don't have to do things alone anymore. So here's how it works. And I promise it's not a big time commitment. We are all busy this time of the year. Just because it's June now doesn't mean that the busy goes away. I get it. So every day there's going to be a short little video to watch with one small doable action. And then we're going to talk about it together. We're going to process it as a group in our Facebook community, or you can just email me. You can respond to the email and just talk to me. I'm in the Facebook group every day. I'm going to be cheering you on. I'll be emailing you back, answering your questions, giving you perspective when you're not sure what to do. And so is everyone else in the community. Everyone is so wonderful and so supportive. And that's the whole point, the whole thing. This whole group of women has your back. And if you want even more support, there's going to be a totally optional VIP upgrade where you get even more one-on-one attention from me, but it's totally optional and completely up to you. The free challenge all on its own is going to be so good. Okay, so if you're sitting here thinking it's too late to do anything about this summer, I need you to hear me. Please listen. If you're multitasking, come back to me. It's not too late. It is never, ever too late to start. We have plenty of time to put together a summer plan that actually helps you enjoy the summer and feel like we are the ones in control of our bodies and our lives instead of the other way around. And if you're thinking you're too busy, that you have too much going on, no, I get it. I hear you. I truly do. But this is not huge. I promise. This is gentle support designed to guide you into the summer feeling good and feeling like you're the one who is in control, because nobody has it all together right now, least of all me. So you are in the right place. You are in the right company. So just head on over to sassy.com/challenge, SASCY.com/challenge, and get on the list. We're starting Monday, June 8th. I'll put the link in the show notes. And if you're hearing this after Monday, June 8th, go to the link anyway. This work isn't going anywhere. The challenges aren't going anywhere. You can get yourself on the wait list for the next challenge. And if this episode hits home for you, would you do me a favor and share it with a friend? Maybe she could really use this challenge. I know there is a woman out there right now who's about to start another diet all by herself, and she needs to hear that there is another way, that there is a different way, and that she does not have to do it alone. Oh, thank you so much for being here, my friend. I cannot wait to get started with you on Monday. I am here, and I am cheering for you every single step of the way. Talk soon.